What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different, something that's incredibly close to my heart. We're talking about music. Not just any music, but the kind of music that gets under your skin, that lives with you, that shapes moments and memories. We're talking about the albums that are more than just a collection of songs. They're experiences, they're entire worlds. So, I've put together a list, a very personal list, but one I think is essential. These are the top 5 albums you absolutely need to experience before you die. Now, I know what you're thinking, just 5? And you're right, it's an impossible task. Music is so vast, so personal. But the albums we're going to talk about today aren't just my favorites. They are monumental. They represent pivotal shifts in culture, in sound, in the very way we think about what an album can be. They've inspired countless artists and have soundtracked the lives of millions. Each one is a landmark, a towering achievement that you can return to again and again, discovering something new with every single listen. It's a journey through sound and time. So, get comfortable, maybe grab your best headphones because we are about to embark on something special. This is more than just a list, it's a celebration of artistic genius and the power of music to connect us all. From timeless classics that your parents probably fell in love to groundbreaking modern masterpieces that are defining the now, we're covering the absolute pillars of recorded music. This is going to be emotional, it's going to be powerful, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's dive in. Kicking things off, we have to start with the masters, the architects of modern pop music as we know it. We're talking about the Beatles, and the album is the magnificent, the iconic Abbey Road. Now, technically Let It Be was released later, but this was the last album they ever recorded together, and you can feel it. It's their swan song, a final, breathtaking statement from a band that had already changed the world and were now, somehow, pushing their artistry even further. From the moment you hear that slinky, iconic bass line of Come Together, you know you're in for something truly special. It's a sound that is both raw and incredibly sophisticated. What makes Abbey Road an absolute essential is its sheer ambition and flawless execution. Side 1 is a collection of brilliant individual rock songs. You get the soulful grit of Come Together, George Harrison's absolute masterpiece Something, which Frank Sinatra called the greatest love song ever written, and the whimsical, charming Octopus's Garden. But then, you flip the record, and you're hit with the medley. This sprawling, seamless suite of songs on side 2 is one of the most audacious and beautiful things ever put to tape. It's a tapestry of melodies, ideas, and emotions, all woven together into a single cohesive piece of art that still takes my breath away. The influence of this record is just immeasurable. It's in the DNA of almost every artist that followed. The production techniques, the songwriting, the very concept of an album as a complete start-to-finish journey, so much of that was perfected right here. It's the sound of 4 geniuses operating at the absolute peak of their powers, even as their world was falling apart. Abbey Road isn't just a collection of songs, it's a final, poignant, and perfect goodbye from the greatest band of all time. It's a history lesson and a work of art in equal measure, an absolute must. Next up, we move from one studio masterpiece to another, but this one feels like it was beamed in from another dimension. We're talking about Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. This isn't just an album, it's a philosophical and sonic odyssey. It's an album that tackles the biggest questions in life: time, greed, conflict, death, and madness. And it does it with a sound that was, and still is, completely revolutionary. From the opening heartbeat of Speak to Me to the final fading pulse at the end of Eclipse, you are completely immersed in a world of their creation. It's a listening experience that demands your full attention. The production on this record, crafted with Alan Parsons at Abbey Road Studios, funnily enough, is just mind-bending. They were using the studio not just to record music, but as an instrument in itself. The use of synthesizers, the tape loops of cash registers and money, the cacophony of clocks in time, the ethereal vocals of Claire Torrey on The Great Gig in the Sky, it was unlike anything anyone had ever heard before. It's a masterclass in texture, space, and dynamics. It's an album that was designed to be listened to on great headphones, in the dark, where you can just let it wash over you and take you on its journey. And the legacy? It's staggering. The Dark Side of the Moon spent more than 900 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart. Think about that. Decades. Generations of listeners have discovered this album and been captivated by its themes and its soundscape. It's timeless because the issues it explores are universal and human. It's the ultimate concept album, a seamless piece of music that flows from one track to the next, creating a narrative that is both grand and deeply personal. It's a rite of passage for any serious music lover, and an experience that will genuinely change the way you hear music. From the cosmic to the colossal, our third album is a record that didn't just break records, it obliterated them. It redefined the meaning of superstardom and changed the music industry forever. I'm talking, of course, about the one, the only, Michael Jackson and his magnum opus. This album is pure, uncut pop perfection. It's a testament to Michael's incredible vision and Quincy Jones's masterful production. They set out to create an album where every single song was a killer, and they absolutely succeeded. There is no filler on, not a single second is wasted. Think about the hits. Billie Jean, with that unforgettable bass line and Michael's paranoid, desperate vocal. Beat It, which brilliantly fused rock and pop by bringing in Eddie Van Halen for that blistering guitar solo, breaking down racial barriers on the radio in the process. And then there's the title track, Thriller, which wasn't just a song, it was a cultural event. The John Landis-directed short film changed music videos forever, turning them from simple promotional tools into cinematic art forms. This album wasn't just something you listened to, it was something you saw, you felt, you experienced on a global scale. The cultural impact of is almost impossible to overstate. It became the best-selling album of all time, a title it still holds. It made Michael Jackson the undisputed king of pop and the biggest star on the planet. But more than that, it created a blueprint for the modern pop blockbuster. The fusion of genres, the focus on high-concept visuals, the idea of an album as a worldwide event, all of that can be traced back to. It's a joyous, thrilling, and impeccably crafted record that still sounds as fresh and exciting today as it did over 40 years ago. An absolute titan of an album. Now we're going to take a sharp turn. The polish and perfection of gives way to something raw, something visceral, something angry. In 1991, a band from Seattle dropped a bomb on the music world that blew the whole thing wide open. That band was Nirvana, and the album was Nevermind. This record was a seismic event. It took the angst, apathy, and frustration of Generation X and turned it into a deafening, melodic roar that completely reshaped the cultural landscape. The moment that opening riff of Smells Like Teen Spirit hit the airwaves, everything changed. Hair metal was out, flannel was in. What made so powerful was its incredible dynamic of soft, loud, quiet verse, explosive chorus. It was a formula, sure, but Kurt Cobain elevated it to an art form. His lyrics were cryptic, impressionistic, and full of pain and irony, while his voice could switch from a weary mumble to a throat-shredding scream in a heartbeat. Underneath it all, you had Chris Novoselic's driving bass lines and Dave Grohl's thunderous, incredibly precise drumming. Butch Vig's production gave it just enough polish to make it a radio smash without sacrificing any of its punk rock heart and soul. It was dangerous and catchy at the same time. Didn't just change rock music, it validated an entire generation of kids who felt unseen and unheard. It proved that you could write deeply personal, sometimes ugly songs and still top the charts. It kicked the door down for a wave of alternative and indie artists to enter the mainstream. The album is a snapshot of a specific moment in time, but its themes of alienation and the search for meaning are timeless. It's a raw, emotional, and incredibly important record that captures the sound of a revolution. It's the sound of the underdog finally winning. For our final album, we're coming right up to the modern era, with a record that is as ambitious, as groundbreaking, and as culturally significant as any that came before it. I'm talking about Beyoncé's 2016 masterpiece, Lemonade. This album is so much more than just a collection of songs. It's a visual album, a film, a poem, a deeply personal confession, and a powerful political statement all at once. It's a journey through the stages of grief and healing, exploring themes of infidelity, black womanhood, and generational trauma with breathtaking honesty and artistic flair. It completely redefined what an album could be in the 21st century. The sheer sonic diversity on Lemonade is astounding. Beyoncé moves effortlessly from the furious rock of Don't Hurt Yourself, which features Jack White, to the country twang of Daddy Lessons, to the New Orleans bounce of Formation. She brings in a host of incredible collaborators like Kendrick Lamar, James Blake, and The Weeknd, but her vision is always front and center. This isn't just genre hopping, it's a deliberate choice to use different musical styles to articulate different emotional states. It's a testament to her incredible talent and her power as a vocalist and a curator of sound. But the true power of lies in its narrative and its cultural impact. It was a moment. By releasing it as a surprise visual album on HBO, she commanded the world's attention and controlled her own story with absolute authority. It sparked a global conversation about love, betrayal, forgiveness, and empowerment. It's an album that is both intensely personal to her own experience and universally relatable to anyone who has ever been hurt. Is a bold, beautiful, and unapologetic work of art from one of the greatest living performers. It's proof that the album format is not dead. It's still the most powerful medium for an artist to tell their story. A true modern classic. And there you have it, 5 albums, 5 distinct worlds. From the Beatles' Perfect Farewell to Beyoncé's Revolutionary Statement. Of course, this is just the beginning. There are so many other albums that could have made this list. So many other artists who have changed the game. Music is a conversation. And these 5 records are some of the most important, compelling, and essential voices in that chat. They are more than just music. They are cultural artifacts, emotional touchstones, and sonic adventures that have stood the test of time and will continue to inspire for generations to come. So here's my call to action for you. If you haven't listened to these albums yet in full, from start to finish, please do it. Don't just put them on in the background. Put on some good headphones, turn off the distractions, and really them. I promise you it's worth it. Add them to your playlist now, make some time this week, and let these artists take you on the journey they intended. Let these sounds and stories become a part of your story. It's an investment in your own musical education and honestly, your soul. And now, I want to hear from you. This is the best part. What did you think of the list? What are the 5 albums that you believe everyone needs to hear before they die? What's that one record that changed your life? Let us know your favorites in the comments below. Let's get a real discussion going. I can't wait to read your picks and discover some new music myself. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, and for sharing this passion with me. Until next time, keep listening.